Was North Carolina's season so terribly disappointing this year? And has Kenny Pickett done enough to be the first quarterback off the board going into the NFL? And finally, how you are going to get paid to watch this one. Let's get it.
This is Enough Said Sports.
Guys, I hope all is well in your world. It is all well here at Enough Said Sports as we come to you with another preview and prediction video here for college football here on YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day or your evening to support us here on YouTube. Really appreciate it. If you like this sort of content, please also consider joining us over on Patreon. Click the first link in the description box below and become a true fan of Enough Said Sports and get all of our exclusive picks from the NBA, college football, and NFL for just $30 a month or $1 a day. Really appreciate your support yet again. Now we're going to talk about a matchup that's going to be coming on November the 11th, 2021. ESPN, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the North Carolina Tarheels traveling to play the Pitt Panthers there in Pitt or at Pitt. The spread in this one is Pitt is favored by 6.5, and the total is 74.5 currently. So let's start off with these North Carolina Tar Heels. There was a ton of expectations on them this season. I expected a lot out of this team this season. They absolutely ruined Wake Forest's opportunity to be a part of the college football playoff this past weekend by coming back from an 18-point deficit in the fourth quarter in dramatic fashion and defeating the Wake Forest Demon Deacons for the second year in a row in comeback style, taking care of them. And like I said, making sure that the ACC will have no representatives more than likely in the college football playoff this season. Definitely a big win for the North Carolina Tar Heels in an upset fashion. Very, very good on them. Good on Sam Howell and good on his team. They definitely played really well in the late in that game, and the defense did just enough to get the victory. So kudos to them. Definitely a season-saving or a program-saving victory, in my opinion, for Mack Brown after they had an outstanding season last year, and then it came into this season with a lot of expectations, and they have looked really, really poor. And why is that? Well, I can tell you there's one bugaboo that this team has had that they didn't have up against Wake Forest, and that is running the football. They haven't been able to run the football consistently all year long, and that has been the reason why Sam Howell hasn't had time to throw the football. They run the ball first to set up the pass, and they just haven't been able to do that. They lost a lot of talent going to the NFL draft at the skill positions, but I expected this offensive line to play better than they did or have all season, and it's definitely been a big disappointment. I thought North Carolina would have an opportunity to play for a national championship. Certainly had them going to the college football playoff at the beginning of the season because I really, really like what I see from Sam Howell on film and things of that nature from last season. The kid just doesn't look the same this year, but he did play extremely well in this last outing up against Wake Forest, and that can't be discounted. They did a phenomenal job against a really subpar defense, but still they got it done, and they deserve credit for doing just that. Now, when you switch over to the other side, the Pitt Panthers, another disappointing season, unfortunate season for the Pitt Panthers. It's been very successful because they are 7-2, but at the same point in time, we all know they should be 9-0. They should have never lost to Western Michigan, and they should not have ever lost to Miami. And they would have a legitimate shot to be the ACC representative in the college football playoff had they not lost 2 games that they shouldn't have lost. Now, Kenny Pickett, does he deserve to be the first quarterback off the board? I believe personally, I'm not an NFL scout, obviously, but I believe personally Sam Hartman is the better quarterback between these two. I think Kenny Pickett has more of a pro-style feel to him. He runs more of a pro-style offense and does some of the things I believe that the NFL coaches and scouts look for in a pro-style setting versus Sam Hartman definitely runs a little bit more of a gimmicky type of an offense where they ride and decide every single play, puts the ball in the belly of the running back, rides up to the line and either hands it off or pulls it back. It's been highly effective for Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. So to me, I would take Sam Hartman just because of some of the throws I've seen the young man make in tight windows and some of the throws I've seen him make on the run, off platform. Very, very impressive. And what I mean by off platform, meaning off balance, and still being able to be very, very accurate in tight areas of the football field, where I don't really see that from Kenny Pickett, but Kenny Pickett is a really good quarterback. I would rate him probably second behind Sam Hartman, but in my opinion, I believe he will be first off the board to the NFL just because he does more of the pro-style things like I had mentioned earlier, and he does it in a more of a pro-style setting that I believe that these NFL teams are going to really like to see and definitely is going to play a factor. Now, as for the betting in this particular contest, as I said earlier, Pittsburgh is 6.5-point favorites, and the total is 74.5. Quite frankly, I do not trust Pitt on the spread in this one. They should cover, in my opinion. They really have the much better football team, I believe, on both sides, and they should cover this, but I don't really trust it. But I will tell you this, I do trust Pitt on the money line. I believe they will win this football game because they are the better football team. And as long as they take care of their business, they're going to win this easily. And I also really love the over here. I think the over is the play in this particular contest. I like it the best at 74.5. I know it seems like a lot of points, but there's going to be points scored in this contest. I see them going well over 80 points in this one. So I definitely like the over here. Both teams are really struggling on the defensive end of the football. Duke was able to move the ball against this Pitt team. Miami was able to move the ball against this Pitt team. I believe the Tarheels will be able to move the football against this Pitt team. So I like the over the most, but I also really like Pitt to win this game outright on the money line, staying off the spread in this particular contest here. So Pitt to win on the money line and the over 74.5. Now, guys, UNC fans, Tar Heels fans, talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you think about your season. Do you feel like that, after the win in Wake Forest, that your season has been salvaged? Pitt Panthers fans, do you believe your man, Kenny Pickett, is going to be the first quarterback off of the board for the NFL draft? And finally, what you think about this pick itself. Really appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much. If you like this sort of content, please join us on Patreon. Click the first link in the description box below. Check us out on there. Really appreciate it. We need all the support we can get. Thank you again. You guys have a great and wonderful evening, and I'll talk at you again soon. Take care.